Welcome, host Tanya Michelle. Um, my guest today is John Valiant Boyd. He likes to go by the name of John Valiant. Did I say your name correctly?
Yes, ma'am, you did.
Oh,
Yes,
awesome.
John Valiant.
Valiant.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Welcome to the Artist Showcase.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the work you do. And yeah, the city of Detroit is definitely in a time and place right now where it's ready for a rejuvenation of arts and culture, you know, and just the very things that, you know, made us tick in the first place.
For sure.
Yeah.
Gosh, this fall, who's tuning in, you're watching the Artist Showcase on WJZZ Cool TV, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other social media platforms. Please be sure that you like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. So tell everyone about who is John Valiant.
Yes, wow. Okay, well, born in Detroit, come from a large background of a large family of musical background. And shout out to my father, John Boyd, and my siblings, the rest of everyone. And the reason I do that is to really grab a hold of the foundation of what we were taught and what we grew up from.
Yeah.
You know, one of the greatest things that I can attribute to that season of life as a childhood, coming from the Boys Choir of Detroit, which is was a replication of the Boys Choir of Harlem. That time really formulated the understanding of music and what the sonic spectrum of what sounds, you know, melodies, harmonies, rhythms, all of that. So I just came from that background, you know, lived in Detroit, and we moved around. It just really allowed the influence of my background in choir music as well as with urban influences. You know, I came up in a time when hip hop was just really, you know, well, it still is since it's been formulated, but you know, just the mouthpiece for the culture, you know, of young people, and so and then I also studied West African cultural and dance and drumming in New York and Harlem when I lived there. You know. And so you have all of these nuances, you know, all of these influences that come out of my music. And not only what I do, but musically, but also right now I'm really anchoring in on the business side. So I founded Valiant Praise Productions about 4 years ago. Okay. And just really in a position now to help uplift this generation with inspiration and with a pathway to be able to express themselves musically.
Okay, awesome.
Sure.
So you came from a musical family. So your whole family, pretty much.
Yes, and they're doing awesome things. Yeah, my father, he works with Rock Nation. Some of my siblings are signed to Rock Nation and have some kind of situation with them. But myself, I'm completely independent and you know, work with other young artists and just help. So about the family, yes, a big musical family. You know, I'm a big talker. I can keep going and going.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. So now, how did you get into the business? I saw on your bio you are a percussionist.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, producer.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what made you want to come into this business?
The music bit, like I alluded to it, it was, I remember a time we were at the orchestra hall as a kid. And this is not a story I've told many times, but we were in our sharp blue, our royal blue jackets, right? And so the boys, we wore that, and the girls, they wore their black dresses. And this is just a time when I realized I really love music for myself as a kid. So I was maybe 9 or 10. This was many years ago. Actually, this is a sidebar, but this is not something that's well talked about much, but the current Detroit Youth Choir. Okay. And Anthony White. Now, they don't reference to it much, but the Boys Choir of Detroit was the first model that they came from. So Anthony White was actually a student of my father's.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
No.
Detroit Youth Choir, they were on America's Got Talent. They were national.
Oh, okay, the kids.
Yeah,
okay,
the kids. Yeah, they started before that. It was boys and girls choirs of Detroit.
Okay.
So anyway, back to my story. It was a point in time when I was actually on. We were on Orchestra Hall performing, and there was just this moment when we were singing a song, and I was just in tune alongside the choir, and I just realized I really enjoyed. Like I felt just this surge of purpose, just giving what I had to the audience, you know, and it was just this moment. I've never forgot it. You know, I've been in many different performance situations since then, but that feeling started. So I realized that, you know, and then as I grew up, I realized that we had me and my siblings, we just all had these musical gifts that, you know, it was just up to us to cultivate and to, you know, shape and to, you know, direct it in a way that, you know, we could build on the foundation we were given. So I always knew that music was going to be a part, but not only that, it's also about the business. You know, my role in the family side was I was always behind the scenes doing some of the gritty work to help bring these things, the events together and whatnot. So that was kind of cultivated from an early age to recognize. And then now in this 2023 digital age where everything is, you know, digital, and you know, so now it's about having the right tools, the right strategies, the right systems, and the right heart. Ultimately, because you can have all those things, you know, together, and your heart in the wrong place, and you know, people, you know, so it's just a journey of all of that, and you know, also the study of history that I've done, you know, recognizing that as a people and as a race, or not only as a race and as a people, but as a humans. Like music is a way to express. Like when we get back into the old music, and I know you're a big music person. I know you. Yeah. You know, it's just the history of what music is and has been for our people. You know, it's just to be able to express that in this day and age, in this ecosystem where everything's so, you know, different and digital. You know, it's something that's worth preserving and caring for. You know, so although I do it through the lens that has moved me, I recognize the importance of soul, not just digital stuff, and just now they have artificial intelligence. Oh my goodness,
it's so much.
So yeah. So the answer your question, I've always known that music was going to be a part of my life in whatever capacity. I had to grow to understand and to actualize that.
Right.
But I had to, you know, that's the case.
What's the difference between the John that we saw back then, starting in this music industry, to the John now?
Experience, trial and error, life lessons, maturity, and ultimately a growth in the understanding of music as it pertains to our human spirit and the role that it has for the purpose and the will of God. Ultimately, you know, and so it's a journey. No, you can't learn this stuff just by reading something. You can't learn this stuff just by, you know, just by somebody telling you. There's a level of experience you have to live, you have to see, you have to go through, you have to overcome, you have to be challenged, you have to see that, oh wow, I rose to that challenge and I overcame. And then there's also you have to learn, you have to educate yourself and on this. That's a big proponent that you know, a lot of people, unfortunately, especially from the faith-based perspective, you know, there's a lot of mindsets around, you know, what's acceptable is as far as, you know, being a person of faith doing music, and you know, oh no, you know, this. So I believe in leading with love, but also skill. You have to invest in your skill. You have to invest in your talent. And it's going to take hopefully not, sweat, tears, and then finances.
Right.
And so that would be what I would say is the difference, you know, from then and now is experience, opportunity. The reality is a lot of the things that I utilized were not in existence a long time ago. You know, so so you have to understand. You have to be a learner, a lifelong learner in this industry. And this advice that I give to people, and I would give to anyone who is aspiring, because I notice when I speak to artists, or when I speak to the general population, or when I speak to people, majority of people are also musically inclined, you know, or want to express, or they can identify with, you know, wow, I see that level of expression, and a part of me wants to do that. So I always speak from the terms of, it's another artist on the other side of hearing me that maybe have music inside of them that they just don't even know that they have a chance to express it. You know, so That would be, to answer the question, that would
Yeah.
be the difference now, you know.
Yeah.
I have a gift for you.
You do?
Yes, I do.
I like gifts.
You like gifts? Yeah.
I like gifts.
Yes. Well, this is for you. This is the Valiant Praise starter kit. And yeah, and I have some different things for you. And
See, this is what I like about radio, because
Yeah.
when I have guests come on the air, I get gifts.
yeah. Okay, I'm so glad that I thought to do this thing.
We get gifts.
Yeah.
Or food.
Or food. Okay. Well, this is for you. So it's different things.
Oh,
Different
thank
things.
You.
Logo sticker with my logo on it.
Awesome.
Phone
You
thing.
put that right in the camera there. We can show that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just some things that I have.
Oh, cool.
Purpose, power, passion. That's the mission of my label, Valiant Praise Productions. We're on a mission to serve God with purpose for His glory, power from His Spirit, and passion for His people. And so this is a reminder of that right there. That's a phone socket.
Thank
Also
you.
a fridge magnet, and
I need those.
and a
Everything.
reminder: be strong, be brave, be fearless. You are never alone. Joshua 1:9.
I love that. Oh, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Absolutely.
Blessings,
Yeah.
blessings,
Thank
blessings. Thank you so much. I like that. I'm going to put this on right now.
Just a reminder,
Yeah.
we're in a really interesting time right now as far as,
How nice.
how people are what people who appreciate your music. It's a different time now, especially for the younger generation. There's a lot of things that are plaguing our culture as far as depression and fear, economic worries. So people aren't so concerned about music that just trying to be a fan of somebody. It's a different time. They're not really. They're not really concerned about being your fan. They want to know, how are you helping. So when I do whatever I do, like I said, purpose, power, and passion, I mean, I'm speaking to your spirit. I'm speaking to uplift you, to motivate you. I'm speaking because God has done a work, and I've been through a lot of things where I've seen power. I've seen demonstration. I've seen things move, shake, and break. So when I speak to my audience, wherever, in whatever capacity, whether I'm sending emails, whether I'm sending social media, or just it's about the music, about the connection, but it's about the business, about the music, but also about the connection,
Wow.
And so that's the posture that I approach, with my music, and it's been received by those who receive it,
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a listen to one of your songs here.
Sure.
I'm going to start off with Jesus Swept.
Sure, yeah.
Now, here's a video for this, so you have to go on YouTube to look at this video. He's going to give us his information on where you can find social media links and things like that. So we're going to listen to a little bit of Jesus Swept.
Yeah, that's
I
perfect
like this
because
song.
it's basketball season now too.
Tell me about it.
Shout out to the homie Joe Hensley and my cousin Booster, we and all the kids, and my wife Danielle, who helped orchestrate the things, and just everybody was a part of that. And we had a great time. And Sister Joyce Branham, Sister Harry Tubman of the Hood, who let me the opportunity to use the gym there. So yeah, it was great. Oh, they can hear it. They can't hear it. Oh, so they didn't hear it. Shout out to you guys in there. Much love. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out here at the WJZZ. This is Tony Michelle. Man, excited about what's happening. Okay. Pressing full court, game war, out of finals. He's the greatest of all time. He's already clinched the title. Jesus sweat. Jesus sweat. Jesus sweat. Jesus sweat. Better check up and put on him some respect. Triple threat. Let the other side of red. Cut the neck. Jesus sweat.
Wow, love it. was the inspiration for doing this song? What's the inspiration behind it?
Honestly, I was listening. First of all, it was basketball season when I was doing this, and I've always loved basketball. That was actually my first dream, was to play basketball.
Yeah, because you're tall enough to play basketball. I can see that. I can see it.
Oh, I still get out there because my 9-year-old, he thinks he's gonna eventually beat me, and according to him in his version, he has one, but that will never. So I still get out there, and have fun, but so it was inspired by the scripture, Jesus wept. I was actually listening to a sermon during this time, and that was the focus of it was this after the story when Lazarus, when Jesus cried after Lazarus died, and then the fact, the whole mindset of that was, he knew he could bring him back. It was because of the disbelief and how people didn't believe that he said it was not unto death and things like that, but. So I took that and it was like a double entendre. Jesus wept. Jesus swept. I took that and flipped it into a basketball. Swept means. You know what swept means, right?
No, you can tell me.
Right. Okay. So swept in sports terms means. So swept means so in a best of 7 series, right?
Okay. Right.
Okay. So swept means the other team didn't get one shot. They didn't get one game in.
Right.
Like they lost every single game. Mm-hmm. Like the one team was so dominant, they swept them. So 4 games straight. Best of 7.
Right.
I think that's actually happening to somebody, or happened to somebody. Just no.
I've seen.
But anyway.
I know I've seen it back in the day when basketball was basketball back then.
Oh,
basketball was.
I don't know. These boys is playing hard now.
They are.
This year, I'm telling you. I can't watch all the games, and I can't watch all of the games, like the whole game that I do watch. But I mean, when I do turn it on, I'm like, these boys is playing.
I know they're different. Well, just like music, it's different from back then in the '90s when I was really '80s and '90s when I was really looking at basketball and following it then.
Jordan.
When Boston Celtics.
That era. Oh man.
Yeah, back then. Where now it's a little different. But back then, for me, it was like they played together. It wasn't a competition. I think. Well,
within the team, it's a competition, but it's not a competition within the team. They play together.
Right. They play together.
I can see that, but the basketball is wonderful, but I also, that's the thing though. I mean, I'm gonna just put this out there. We have to be about our business. We can be about entertainment, and it's about the the playoffs and all that, but. In this time, we can't be so distracted to where we're not on our mission, whatever that is, and sports can consume a lot of our time, and our resources if we're a part of the gambling, scene too, so just be mindful, whatever your mission, your purpose is, and I'm speaking to the audience, whatever your mission and purpose is, make sure you're anchored in that, more than you're anchored in, things that take you off of that. But, and when you do enjoy it, but safely, it's I know some people, they're losing a lot. Sports is a different thing right now.
Yeah. But it kind of relates to music, too.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you have to, in order to be in this business and succeed, you got to love what you do. Yeah,
right? Absolutely. Yeah. So that is how Jesus Swept came about. It was basketball influenced, and great. It was a great opportunity. Actually, it was for my birthday. Actually, now that I think about it, we shot that around the time of. So it was in November. So we shot that around November, and it was like a music video shoot as well as a birthday celebration. It was just wonderful. We had a great time.
Awesome. For everyone who's just tuning in to the Artist Showcase, my guest tonight is John Valiant.
Cheers. Let's go.
Yes, our percussionist, producer. He's doing some really great things. Has his own label. We're going to discuss that in a few. Definitely get into that. And definitely get into some advice that he can give you all who wants to get into this industry.
Yeah.
Again, you're watching the Artist Showcase live and streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other social media platforms. Please be sure that you like, follow, share, and comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. I'm going to have an official, right?
Yeah, y'all support it. Let's keep the culture going. Keep it alive. Come on, if it's not for you, for your kids, come on, let's keep it alive. Support.
Yes. I want want to do a couple of shout outs to Dre Sanford. Dre Sanford has a boutique over on in Midtown in Detroit. Dre's Fashion is over on 3031 West Grand Boulevard. That's Suite 180. Right here in the middle of Detroit, in Midtown. He has some really great fashions over there. We got to support our black businesses. So for those who are artists or you just want to pick up something to hang out, definitely go to Dre Shop Fashion in Midtown. Again, that address is 3031 West Grand Boulevard, and that is Suite 80. Be sure that you stop by over there and tell them that Tanya Michelle sent you. For sure. For sure. So, wow. So, let's get into, I want to get into a little bit on the business side of it. So, you have your own record label.
Yes, ma'am.
And the name of that record label is?
Valiant Praise Productions, LLC. Yes.
And I always ask a lot of my guests, who come on the show, their experiences, their journey through this business. But there are people in the audience who would like to get into this business, wants to be this singer and musician, and they see all the glitz and glamour, right?
Yeah.
On the stage and all the costumes and things like that. But they don't realize, or some, not all, but some don't realize that you have to know the business side of it too.
Absolutely. You
gotta have the right people around you too.
Yeah.
Discuss a little bit about that.
Wow. Yeah. See, this is kind of a sensitive topic because a lot of people and myself for the longest time thought that it was just about what you sound like. The reality is, I follow. First of all, you have to be a lifelong learner. You have to be able to learn. You have to be able to adjust. You have to be adapt. You have to be able to realize, recognize. Even if you spent so much time learning one thing, if it's extinct now, you have to be able to adapt and readjust, maybe relearn some new things, adjust some new skills, and just recognize the times. Within the last 5 years alone, so much has changed drastically.
Yeah.
And we're in the midst of so to break this down into practical advice, first recognize where you are in the times. Right now, we're in a time where we have to look at this artificial intelligence thing to see what that means for music. Right now, they have little robots making songs that are charting right now.
Yeah.
So that's recognize where you are in the timing, in the days, and recognize that it's not just about the sound, running around in a local circuit, which has its merit and has its value.
Yeah.
But just comparing and competing, that's, what are we going to do? Just keep getting older and doing the same things year after year? Or are we going to, jump out of that and recognize that, let's learn some systems, proven systems that are working now, and implement those, do the learning curve of learning what that is. So recognize what the time is, right now. Find some kind of mentor, find some kind of someone that can, you are going to have to invest in yourself, Now, I'm speaking to those who are already in music right now. If you're already in music doing something and I don't have all the answers, I do a lot of things from a digital space, and am able to reach people in different parts of the country, from a digital space. But I do recognize there's different ways that people, facilitate motion, in 2023 with their music. But it is moving very much so digitally, which it stinks. It's not great because, music used to be a community thing. Like, you needed the team, your homies come together, whether you're singing together or whether you're a hip hop group, or even if you're a production team, coming together, you have this person doing this person doing that. And it used to be a communal kind of, team sport. Now it's not. Now it's a person on their laptop, and recording, and that's just the reality. So, loving, and I come from that, from the choir place that I come from that space, and I'm grateful because I was young during that era, but I recognize, wow, I was able to be a part of that time. That's not really anymore like that, where me and my wife were just listening to, we were watching old music videos, and I'm going to get back to the point, but if we were watching like Lauryn Hill and the Fugees, like that. remember Sister Act 2?
Yeah.
You remember the
yeah.
feeling you got when you watched them?
Mhm.
Joyful, you know, and the dancing and everything, like that era. Like, it's like I felt like I just got chills, and just every time
You
I
did,
watch it,
you
like
did.
we see it all the time. But
even her voice anyway.
yeah, exactly. But you know,
Right.
and she was just a shining star that she didn't. That's an example I feel like a lot of young ladies can look at, and that's why I love my sisters. You know, like Victory. You know, you don't have to sell out and do all the extra stuff. You know, you can be true to who you are. You know, and bring that out. But so recognize what time it is. Recognize what your mission is. Where you are. If you're just doing this for the money, I'm trying to tell you, these record labels, they're not many of them. I'm not going to speak on all of them.
Right.
But a lot of the majors, if you understood the history of what they actually did, you know, beyond the glitz and glamour, the actual business, if you understood what they actually did, you know, and the movers and shakers behind the scenes and the whole thing, and I'm not going to say too much, but if you understood the business a little bit more, you'll realize, you know, a lot of these people in the labels are trying to get out. I'm talking about the big names that you're celebrating. A lot of people are celebrating. You know, they're trying to get out of it. You know,
Is that why you think that a lot of, even some of the major artists, they're just going independent? They don't want to deal with the labels anymore.
That's the best if you understood.
All the backlash and all kinds of crap that goes on, you know, behind the scenes.
It's more than that, you know, but what I will say is, you know, you got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and if it's a wonderful thing, even if you're doing it from a hobby perspective, which still has its merit and value. You know, it's a way to it's a language. It's a way to express yourself. You know, and you're gonna have to invest in yourself. You're gonna want to find someone, and this will happen organically and naturally if you just keep taking one step at a time. You know, whatever that one step is, do it faithfully, not losing sight when the storms come.
Yeah.
You know, the storms will come, whatever it is. You know. The storms will come, and you may have to slow down a little bit for a season and then pick it back up, you know, but then also, you know, understand the impact that you have on people. You know, I don't judge people who have different kind of music than me. You know, I don't judge them, but I do challenge you to understand what impact you're having on people and be able to live with that when you recognize how influential specifically hip-hop, but music in general is. You know, I challenge, you know, I don't judge you if you don't do music for God, you know, but just recognize the impact, you know, that you're having. You know, if you are overly explicit, if you are overly violent, you know, recognize, okay, first of all, what the issues in our culture are. You know, if you're going to look at it from a broader perspective, but if you're going to look from an independent, you have to look broad, because you have to approach it with a level of understanding of the climate, of the culture, you know. But if you're doing it just for the money, which and just doing it for like you know, the ways that it's been promoted mainstream wise, you know, then there's a lot of toxic stuff that you know that's toxic for your spirit and your soul. You know it, but get your money, you know. So understand the impact that your music has, you know. But even whether it's hobby or a pursuit, just know in this day and age, it is opportunity. It's opportunity to connect. It's direct to consumer now. You know, have your dream, have your vision. Realize that you can take, you know, social media and I'm saying this from a place where thankfully I have people every day coming, and it's just the system set up, but every day there are people finding, you know, my music and being exposed to it. I'm able to connect to them, and this is and I'm grateful. This is a development that's happened recently. I've went under the wing of a Grammy-nominated producer who took me under his wing as a mentee, and he's really helped me take some things to the next level, even within the past 3 months. You know, so this is a very pivotal time right now for me as well.
Awesome. So is that why you started your own label?
No, my label's been in existence. Oh, I already knew that I'm gonna be a part of helping other people too. I already knew that for years, and there's so many different things that I have available. say someone needs. I had someone reach out this morning for an event for a kids bring in some positive rap to a kids church event for kids. Sometimes they reach out for that. Sometimes they reach out for the rhythm thing that I do. You know, with my cousin. Shout outs to Daniel Disciple. Love you, man. Keep your dreams alive, man. You know, and keep that potential popping, man. But when we get together, oh man, it's with the rhythm thing. So the point is, I knew that as a business, as an artist, and for you artists, it's only a small percentage music. You can keep competing with each other if you want, just trying to see who sounds best, which has its place. But you got to get into you got to figure out a strategy. You have to figure out a strategy. I always knew that there would be things that will offer, and honestly, this Valiant Praise, I believe it's going to develop into a genre of. I have a vision that I haven't even tapped into fully yet. I'm building that incorporates music, rhythm, dancing, and it's a way of all of those elements that formulate, like, that move culture, period, you know. Yeah. And to bring that into a way that this generation can relate to, you know, but it being in a specifically uplifting, valiant praise. Valiant is a word, I don't know if you know what it means, but it's something that's means with strength, with courage, with boldness, with determination. So it's an attitude. It's like so it's used in the Bible about 30 times in the King James Version. It's used in the Bible to describe the warriors. So my parents named me that, mighty man of spiritual warfare. And so giving God a valiant praise means you press through whatever, and you do work. I'm a hard worker. So so when I present, whether it's drumming, whether it's lyricism, whether it's sharing dance moves or something, is like, come on, let's put in the work together. So that's what my vision is with my label, and that includes, so whether whatever capacity that I'm serving the culture, that's the posture. And I've always known that it was going to be, you know, I've always even before this new place I am business-wise, even before that, I always knew that was the vision ultimately with, you know, myself. Because who wants to be up there who wants to go there by themselves? Right. You know, have your team, you know, have the people that you believe in, and that, because coming up independently, there are always going to be people that, you know, that see you, that reject you, that don't, who is that, you know, that whole mindset. But there are going to be people who look up to you and really support you and believe in you, you know. And if you can help them, man, that's the greatest feeling. So right now, I'm in a place right now where I'm focusing on growing and perfecting the business side, and then I have a whole Discord group where I haven't launched it fully yet. It's launched, but it's not launched fully yet. Well, I'll really be helping and share some of the things that I have, you know, with the
and that's
people.
Good too. That's a good thing. I like that.
Yeah.
Your next song I'm going to play. I like this one too. I was listening to it while I was sitting at my desk, and I said, "Okay, I think this is the second one I want to play."
Which one is this?
This one is "All My Heart."
All My Heart. Yeah. Shout outs to the 180 Ministry, Pastor Tony Perry, Briella. Shout outs to Jake's Truth. Shout outs to Just Joe and the whole team, Restored Church. Yeah, this was a blast. Yeah. This is we're giving God a praise. We're giving God a valiant praise.
All right. Well, here we go.
All my heart, all I know, God's been good to my soul. Mountains high, valleys low, I'm gonna sing wherever I go. All my heart, all I know, God's been good to my soul. Mountains high, valleys low, I'm gonna sing wherever I go. All my heart, all I know, God's been good to my soul. Mountains high, valleys low,
Every step we take is blessed. We don't step up in no mess. When the devil run up with the flesh, they cover up with the armor and keep a foot around us, nigga, huh? Draw a line in the sand and pick a side, cause ain't nobody else will be standing at your side. In the final day when you answer for your life, arms open wide, well done, you can come inside. No more hiding, no more running. The Father loves you.
All my heart, all I know, God's been good to my soul. Mountains high, valleys low, I'm gonna sing wherever I go. All my heart, all I know, God's been good to my soul. Mountains high, valleys low.
Aww.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, the kids are adorable. In the video, they're you got to see this video, guys. They're doing this little dance.
Yeah.
It's so cute. Oh my God. What inspired you to do All My Heart?
Yeah, so shout outs again to Pastor Tony. He's one of he's a powerful man of God. I align with his ministry and his efforts, and so he's affiliated with also a group of guys who are nationally known in the Christian music, hip hop music space. So this one, he came to me. We were actually at a give back event. Shout outs to Gloves of Love. I believe it was there when he introduced the idea. I actually produced that song, by the way. So all the instruments, all that, I put it together. I took her voice and sampled it and created. So he sent me a video. We were at an event giving back in some capacity. Shout out to Pastor Paul Goodson and the work you do with Sister Lori. So they had brought us out. We do music and participate in some of the community give backs. It was I can't remember, somewhere. It was either Detroit or another city. But he said, man, he had this idea. He said, man, I got his daughter is a worship singer as well as his wife. Wonderful family. So he said, man, I gotta send you this video. I said, you know what, send it to me. I want to listen to it. I want to hear what you got going on, man. And he said, he sent it to me, and I was inspired. And I said, you know what, we're gonna. It was like in 2 or 3 days. He sent me the video. I said, look, I got something for you. And man, that song, it took a life of its own. And as you can see, the team showed out. This is a big thing when you have people show out for a music video and support, because there's the other instances where so we did that. We took it, and we've actually done a number of. We're actually working on another project right now. We have grown since then, and that's recent. We've developed this. I think we're currently on our third song in that same model of, as far as kids and family and actually sampling Briella's voice. Like, we have another one that we're working on right now. But yeah, so it was just creating what we want to see and what we believe that God is saying. If you're family oriented, and loving hip hop and loving rap, and still values and godly values, but this is what we kind of came up with, and it's awesome because I love kids.
Yeah, you're right, and you could tell too. You're just in tune with them, and they're just, and they're loving it too. They're just tuned in.
Yeah.
And that's there's something that you mentioned about the gospel part too, because that has changed too from back in the day, from a long, especially me growing up in the 70s. It was just strictly just gospel. There wasn't gospel jazz. There wasn't gospel rap.
Gospel jazz, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's mostly instrumental.
So it's different now.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I think a lot of people didn't take on to that.
Oh, well,
first.
Now is a different time. But yeah, I recognize that. And of course, I grew up. And some of the OGs that have been doing this, they'll tell stories. There's some people, when we come in and get around with other artists and whatnot, and there's the older guys who've been doing it, they'll tell us, like, you guys don't understand. You guys better take off, because when we had it, the churches was kicking us out. And I'm like, no, I get it. I get it. I like I said, I grew up, like, we were sheltered when me and my family, brothers and sisters were homeschooled. So we have a whole different mindset. As far as opportunity and education, like and potential, a lot of the conditionings that a lot of the inner city public school system had, especially during that time. I'm just so grateful that some of the things that a lot of people have to unlearn, about their potential. I'm so grateful that although we had our own challenges, they were different, and we have an opportunity to really take what we believe in and not worry about what anybody else says. So, but anyway, as far as this song, it was fun. It's and we have more on the way.
Yeah. Awesome. I can't wait to hear more.
Sure.
It's like they had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
When you're performing and you perform on stage,
yes, ma'am.
What is it like for you? It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be exciting.
See, the best case scenario is when you're in an environment where people aren't scared to reciprocate energy. That's the best case scenario, especially. Yeah. Now it depends with the drum. When we go with the drummings, I can't stop people from dancing. I can't. That's the drums speak on their own. But what I perform in different environments and capacities. So when I bring in lyricism in hip hop, it depends on the environment. If it's more of if it's a faith, like a environment where there's a lot of faith, where people are faith and they really understand what you're saying and believe, that's one type of environment. If it's an environment where it's maybe more in an evangelical sense, where you're going into the different places where people don't really they understand the beat and the music and the swag and the vibe and the wave, but maybe not understand or maybe not have that level of understanding of the concepts, so it's a different place. But regardless, however, the mission, the heart is there, and to go and deliver it, and that's why I believe in skill. You got to show up with power and demonstration. You gotta have something that shows the evidence of your faith, so that no matter what environment you go through and go to, people understand. I may not understand it, I may not get it, I may not even like it, but hallelujah anyhow.
Right. I'm going to do some shout-outs. Shout out to Damon Moore. He is watching on WJZZ Cool TV on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in. Damon, we got to get your daughter on here, too. We got to get your daughter on here. For sure. Thank you so much for tuning in, Damon. I appreciate you so much. And for all of you out there who are tuning in, thank you so much. Again, you're watching the Artist Showcase live on WJZZ Cool TV. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other social media platforms. Please be sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you all so much for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And you can always comment. Please comment on the page, too. Ask questions. We like that. We like for you to ask questions for the guests, too.
Oh, yeah. Bring them on. Let's go, Detroit. What's good?
We like that.
We say, what up, though, in Detroit, right?
Right.
Somebody knows what I'm talking about. What up, though?
I think we're the only ones. And I think when we say that, they know, you must be from Detroit.
Yeah. No, yeah.
For sure. Is there a musician or an artist out there that you would love to collaborate with?
Oh, man. Oh, wow. In many different capacities. Absolutely. But even beyond aspiring, for the great ones, I can talk about, how I love, like, Wyclef Jean. I can talk about how I love, some of the art of Busta Rhymes. I can talk about how I love, even in the gospel side, Mali Music. I can talk about all these, big names, and God willing, things like that. And there's so many more, but and there's many different influences I have. So there's like the vocalized music, but then there's also like producers and people who create music. I have people that influence me in different ways. Sometimes I listen to like instrumentals and beats and stuff, and people who put, so I have different kind of influences. It's some jazz, sometimes there's a place and time where all I want to hear is jazz, and really the intricacies of, music is so enthralling. It's so, so understanding that is, I have different influences, but the biggest desire in my heart as far as collaborating, I want to be a part of helping some young cats really grow into theirs. You know, so a lot of the guys that I collaborated with already, you know, beyond me going and looking up, you know, I'm looking, besides looking vertical, I'm looking horizontal. You know, I'm looking around, you know, and because with God's hand on it, you'll get to where you're supposed to get. So I have no doubt. I'm not one that's looking, oh, who can I hop on? Whose bandwagon can I hop on? You know, who can co-sign me to bring me up? You know, that's not, I'm looking, I already see what God is doing, and I already see that. So I'm looking at, you know, who can I help? You know, who can I collaborate with that it changes their life? Right. You know. So that's kind of where my head is at as far as, you know, if you're asking me if the biggest, the best, you know, I want to see somebody ready and they're ready to, you know, because I understand. I understand, you know. So that's where my head is at as far as, you know, the best case scenario for working together with people. And I also want to bring some of that collaborative and inject this into hip hop, that collaborative effort, that collaborative, you know, working together. That's why I've been doing a lot of collaborations, you know, and working with people, you know, working. So that's where my head is at as far as collaborating, you know.
Okay. All right. We have just a little bit of time left.
Wow, that flew. Wow.
I know. We have so much fun. Gyra.
Yeah.
Yes. I like this one too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm definitely going to play this one. This is called Gyra.
Yeah, it's a remake of the Maverick City song. It's very popular, and just had fun with the reggae version of it.
Love it.
You are love, Gyra. You are love. I will be content even in every circumstance. You are Gyra. You are love.
Give him a belly praise. Trip.
Every circumstance.
But please don't get it twisted. I'm a living, breathing witness, a product of forgiveness. From my father business, cause he knows the way to go. Praise Jehovah. We were young, now we're older. Scars from the battles got us tested like a soldier. Looking for the one we can lean on like a shoulder. Now we rolling over the devil like a boulder. It's over. They don't wanna hear Jesus in my rhymes, cause they just wanna have a good time. But they don't know I could've lost my mind. So excuse me, cause this testimony's mine. And I just wanna remind you, God will love you where he finds you, and he will refine you. And I'm your brother right beside you, and I'm praying for your life, and I hope you pray for mine too. You are enough. Gyra, you are enough. I will be content in every circumstance.
I love
Yeah, that was a good time.
I like that a lot. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a little just an impromptu project I put together, and shout out to Matt, and came out, and it was my video guy, and we put that together and just put it out, and it's well received.
Hey, you said that was a remake too.
Yeah, have you ever heard the? I'm sure you've heard. Are you serious? It was such a big. It's such a big song.
And if I heard it, it's been a while since.
Oh wow, yeah.
I have to look that up.
Maverick City Music, yeah, Gyra, yeah.
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 Awesome. What do you think is the biggest problem, or what is the biggest problem that you've encountered in this journey of music?
Yeah. So one of my biggest greetings when people ask me, how are you? I tell them, I'm counting my blessings, not my problems, because I would lose my mind trying to keep track of both. So there are problems as far as, you know, but I really had to learn to find see the problems from a posture of solutions. But, you know, the problems is one of the biggest is, you know, garnering, sometimes working with people.
Yeah.
Counting on people. People being accountable to their word, as far as building something. And, we live in a time where now more than I believe ever, everything's centered around, what's in it for me, and so it's tricky, but that's why I love, being in the place where you operate. See, when you in the body of Christ, just to put it like this way, you understand that you function as a body member,
right.
So people who are in the faith-based community are typically more acclimated to being able to work together and recognizing that they're a part of the body. But that's one of the biggest challenges. Is getting, sometimes you may get someone on the song, but they don't show up for the video.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that. But sometimes you may get there's a lot of things that you just gotta let pass. When you're growing and you're moving, you gotta let things not bother you. You gotta let things pass. But I would say, as something that other people can relate to, one of the biggest problems is finding the right thing to anchor into, to put yourself into, that can help you move to the next level. Some people, they'll spend, and one way I dealt with that in my journey was every time I hit where I felt like it was a wall, or I'm not moving, or it's like I'm stuck, I would go back and I would learn something new. I would go back and either further my knowledge of something, or develop. You should never be sitting still waiting for somebody to give you a handout.
Exactly.
You have to be proactive, and you have to be a problem solver. And these are all the qualities that are needed in business anyways, but even as artistry, it all connects. Your mindset is the center focus. So getting your mind right, I would say that is the biggest thing. I would say is the challenge. I don't like to say problem. I like to say challenge, because the challenge is something that you can, is meant to be overcome. Problem is just like it's just a problem, but a challenge, no, we can conquer that. We can scale that. So just getting your mindset right, that would be that, and then finding your system. You got to find whatever your system is. Some people, they find success in TikTok. Some people, they want to do a YouTube channel and they're finding success in that. Some people this, some people that. Whatever it is, there's many different avenues. Understand the value you bring, and find your avenue, your system.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I love that answer. I love that answer.
Thank you.
Gosh, let's see here. Where can they find you on social media?
Sure.
We're almost coming to a close.
How much time do we have left?
We got about 7 minutes.
About 7 minutes, okay.
Yeah, but I want to be sure that everybody gets, where they can find you, where they can find your music. And talk a little bit about, too, if there is any events coming up, too.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Before I do any of that, you mind if I take about 45 seconds to share a poem, to share something?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
This will encapsulate everything that I've been saying this whole time. And I've always had, just a side note, a dream of, it's like, when's the next step where I'm going to be on a radio station freestyling? It's not a freestyle, but this is for you guys. You ever wonder what people will be saying when they're reading your eulogy? Because usually it's not about their cars, clothes, or jewelry, but the lives that we uplift with our light as our legacy, because in their hearts you'll forever be. So you'll never see me only looking out for me, because my biggest reason why is to see all my people eat. That's my friends and family and everybody with a dream that's surrounded by negativity, trying to break free and live abundantly like you're supposed to. Be transformed by the renewing of your mental. Is oh so simple. I said the dream that you have can be the life that you step into if you only believe and give everything that you do, everything that you got. Your motive is the motor, keep you running to the top, so that every time you fall or you run into a wall, remember why you started and you overcome it all. Give your God a valiant praise.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you guys can catch. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, we're gearing up for the Masonic Temple on May 10th. Shout outs to my father, John D. Boyd, and the Boyd Group for Creative Solutions. He's got a wonderful workshop. He asked me to come be a part of it to kick it off alongside with my cousin Daniel, also known as Sipel, and another nationally renowned percussionist, Mark Whitsett. We're bringing our efforts together to present a rhythmic explosion. It's rhythm, drum, and music celebration at the Masonic Temple. That's May 10th. We're kicking off a four-day artist workshop. Victory will be in town. I believe her event is on the 11th, and then my other siblings, Infinity Song, I believe they have a black tie event. So if you go to Facebook, you go to my Facebook, facebook.com/Valiant Praise. That's VALIANT PRAIZE. That's also the handle for all the social medias, YouTube included. But facebook.com/Valiant Praise is where you will be able to see the information about this wonderful event. So for the rhythm and drum celebration, I believe that's a $20 entry ticket, and we are gonna turn this thing up. It is gonna go bananas. So that's the next showcase that I'm working towards. Also, artists, if there are artists that are looking to sit under a panel of experts in the music business, this is where my dad comes in. He actually had a workshop in Texas in March, and he formed. I did see that you saw the flyer, so yeah. So he's bringing that same model here to the Masonic Temple. Oh, cool. Before he heads back to next is Alabama. So he's going across the country and pouring into the same way he poured into me and my siblings growing up, and the same tenacity, the same. That's a whole story, but he's sharing it to other young people, and it warms my heart every time I see a young person that is just talking about how their life has been or their journey has been impacted by his efforts, and it's just many of them. Actually, a crazy story. He told me to hop on a Zoom for his birthday, 60th birthday that had just passed. And Toby Ingwe. Toby, the big name. If you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. He's one of the biggest rappers right now. Was hosting it, and he was crying his eyes out when he was hearing like some of the things that my siblings and people were saying about my dad. It's just like, wow, this is just an unreal moment. But but he's coming to pour into other artists and musicians. He's bringing a panel of experts and his some of his constituents at Rock Nation and other people. And so that. If you go to YouTube, Facebook.com/Valiant Praise, the flyer is either already posted or will be posted within the next 12 hours as far as information for this. And that's very exciting, So, the drum celebration, but also there's a workshop. It's kicking off the workshop. So if there are artists that were looking to get, connected and some insight, and they can also, participate in the workshop, as well as the rest of the events. There's a black tie affair, there's a gala, there's a Mother's Day brunch. He does things extravagantly, as I do too, but he's on another. Love you, Pops.
So you say he's on another level, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. You guys got a lot. You guys got a lot going on.
I'm focusing on the May 10th, but there's a lot going on there. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming on to the Artist Showcase. You want to come on again?
Yeah, well,
I enjoyed you.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
And be sure, guys, you can follow me on Facebook under Tanya Michelle, the actress. Or you can follow me. I have another Facebook page, too, with just Tanya Michelle. You can always follow me there, too. And Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday, on the Entertainment Lounge, I also host that podcast, the Entertainment Lounge, every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. My guest will be William Hill III. He is Bill Hill, the comedian here. That's his son. So he's a pianist, and he is going to come on Entertainment Lounge, and I'm also going to have him here on WJZZ in June. Yes, so be sure that you tune in for that. And then we're also going to have DJ Intense on the Entertainment Lounge. She's going to come on at 9 o'clock, so it's going to be a special back-to-back episode. Be sure that you get your tickets. We have another intimate jazz experience at St. Regis Hotel. So be sure that you get your tickets at Eventbrite. The guest is going to be Charles Prophet Jr. If you don't remember him, I had him on the show about a couple of weeks ago. He's a wonderful saxophonist. So you want to be sure that you get your tickets. That is Thursday, May 11th. That is from 6 to 9. And it's going to be hosted by celebrity Nin. I think I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Bailey. If I'm pronouncing your name correctly, hon, I'm so sorry. But she is going to be the celebrity co-host. And again, the guest is going to be Charles Prophet Jr., the saxophonist. You don't want to miss it. Thursday, May 11th from 6 to 9 at the St. Regis Hotel right there on the boulevard. All right. Again, thank you for watching the Artist Showcase. I appreciate you. I'm your host, Tanya Michelle. Please be sure to tune in on next Friday at 7 o'clock. See you then.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. Give your God a valiant praise.
Yeah. That was awesome.